As a campaign, I think it's been fantastic. I think the recognition that it's had from external sources has been very telling. I think, be it the political scene, be it the media, be it within football, it's been very, very well received. I think most importantly for me is that the supporters have taken to it in a very positive manner, and I think it's very reflective of where we are as a society today. So I've been delighted with the response to the campaign. I've been delighted with the manner in which the team, the supporters, and people out with the Rangers family have got behind it.
From a foundation perspective, it's given us a fantastic platform to celebrate and share the existing positive work that we've been doing. Diversity and inclusion has been a key pillar of the Foundation's work for a number of years, and we've developed a number of programmes during that time, including our visually impaired football, our autism friendly football, and our Diversity Wins project. I think it's also a chance to reflect on the journey so far. I think it's far more than just a marketing campaign. For me, it's been always crucially important that there's genuine activity and projects that underpin the campaign, and that's something that I hope that we can develop our strategy and keep the momentum going forward.
Society is changing, it's an ever-changing world that we live in, and we need to be diverse, we need to be inclusive. I think it's telling that one of our values that's come out of the New Ready campaign is diverse, the D for diverse, and that's as an organisation that needs to be evolving, that needs to be a modern football club. It's important that we can be as inclusive as we possibly can. So I think it's been very, very reflective of what's happening in the world. The campaign itself will continue to evolve. We can't stand still with the campaign, and we need to be making sure that we're moving as society is moving.
There would be many fans who cover the whole diversity spectrum, and they want to feel as much part of the club as everyone else, and it's important through the campaign to reinforce that positive message that the club is welcome to everyone, and from a foundation perspective that we're a foundation for all. And we involve different voices in the work of the campaign. I chair the Diversity and Inclusion Working Group. We've developed a really positive partnership with the Centre for Ethnic Minority Voluntary Organisations. We're enjoying continued relationship with Ibrox Pride, and we've had various open doors events here for people from ethnic minority communities, which Stuart has attended along with other staff from the foundation and the club, and I think that the feedback has been incredibly positive.
We're very much about being open to all. We're very much about anyone being welcome to come to Ibrox and feel welcome when they come into Ibrox, and that's so important, be it as a supporter, be it as a player, be it as someone who's in the academy, be it someone who's in soccer schools, be it as a partner or a sponsor. So we want everyone who comes to Ibrox to be made to feel very welcome, and it's just a basic tenet of life, really. That's how you should be living your life, is to make people feel welcome, and it's certainly one of our key values going forward.
I think the main thing once again is that it's genuine and that it has impact. We've been working very hard on the ground to develop our programmes, and during the last year, since when the campaign's been launched, we've expanded our autism friendly football to 4 different age groups. We've now joined up with 7 other European club foundations with a European funded project through the EFDN organisation, and that will mean that we're going to be able to reach around 1,200 pupils and various grassroots community football clubs with a range of diversity workshops over the next 2 years, which is really exciting.
And it was always about the campaign, it was never about one event, and we always knew this is something that was going to have to take a long time to get running and to really get up and going, and it was always going to evolve. So I think the fact that it has become a part of the club's values, I think that for me is probably the key success. But that's not just one particular event. I think it's the fact that it now pervades through everything that we do at the club.
It's natural for us all to want to be proud of the work that we're doing, and I think both the club and the foundation are being increasingly recognised for its work in this area, including via a number of awards and award nominations. So reputation is really important, and it's fantastic that this journey that we're on, we can hopefully have a momentum that the players, the club, everyone at the foundation and the fan base can join us on the journey, feel proud of what we're doing, and really celebrate and champion diversity. I think the recent launch of the Everyone Anyone Fans Charter hopefully backs all this work up and is something that again can resonate for many years to come as a focal point for the ethos of the Everyone Anyone campaign.
You know the power of the Rangers fan, and it's important everyone supports the team in the correct way.
It's fundamental that we do that, and I think we saw the potential implications when it doesn't happen, with what happened last season, and that could have been extremely damaging to the club financially, but more importantly extremely damaging to the club's reputation. And the vast majority of Rangers fans do support the club in the manner in which everyone would wish them to do that. There's the odd time and the odd occasion when that doesn't happen. However, I think the Rangers fans have been fantastic, and if you look at the support we had last year throughout Europe, and we had many games in Europe, I think once the message was made very clear with what happened last season, the Rangers fans were phenomenal in getting behind it.
Reputation is really important, and I think it's also important for the fans and everybody associated with the club that what you're doing is being recognised. And I think increasingly within the UK and in an international context that we are receiving that recognition, including via a number of prestigious awards and a new nomination just recently for our diversity in sport. So it's something that also I think will help us keep focused on the success of the campaign and all the work that underpins it.
A lot of the work that's been done has come from the work of the foundation. It's been great to see them recognised with some awards recently. They won the Herald's Diversity Award last year. They've been nominated for the Sports Business Award, which is a UK-wide award, and that's not just down to the work they're doing with Everyone Anyone, that's down to the other work they're doing in the diversity space. But it's great to see that work being recognised.
The launch of the Everyone Anyone campaign was actually a staging post along the way. It was by no means the start of that internal engagement. During the last year there's been a range of diversity and inclusion workshops that the club and foundation staff have been taking part in, and again it seeks to further reinforce and make sure everybody's involved in the project and the campaign and understands the ethos behind it. There's a diversity inclusion working group which I chair that has voices internally and externally, and a further steering group again which Stuart and other key staff from the club are involved in. And it's important to both involve people but also be focused on key strategy objectives over a specific timescale. So that's something that once the immediate COVID crisis has perhaps calmed down a bit, that we're able to refocus on that strategy and develop it going forward.
It's been a good first year, but it's only been the first 12 months. So there are other events planned. If I look at things like the partnership with Semvo, for example, where we had the open nights with different groups from around Glasgow, that was a fantastic occasion, or occasions, sorry, more than one, we had 4 of them. And from that we've got our coaches going into different areas of the city where we maybe weren't coaching before. The soccer schools are working with different groups. So there's lots of different areas that we are working with within the city, and I think the campaign itself will, as I say, it will continue to evolve and it will continue to grow. We know the Rangers fan base gets behind these kind of campaigns. The Rangers fans have been phenomenal in projecting the club in a positive manner, and that's what the campaign's all about. It's about, if we project the club and the fans project the club in a positive manner, we will improve the accessibility of the club to a much wider group of fans and grow our fan base and grow our supporter base. And that's really important to the club going forward, because there's a diversity agenda, but we're also looking at actually how can we grow the fan base and make it as big and as wide as we possibly can.
Yeah, we've seen recently some high profile cases and campaigns, and I think that is important and it certainly grabs people's attention. But for me, what's important with the Everyone Anyone campaign and our own work at the foundation is that we are continuing to do what we've always been doing on the ground and maintaining that momentum so that we can always be genuine about the ethos of the Everyone Anyone campaign and be making a genuine and impactful difference to people of all ages in our communities.
And you're looking to embed diversity and inclusion firmly within the club too. Tell us about the work going on there behind the scenes.
Yeah, well, a lot of that comes down to the recruitment within our staff. It comes down to the training and development within the staff as well. So there have been training and development programmes in place actually since before the Everyone Anyone campaign. That's not something we've just started. That's something that's been there for a long time. You look at the support we're giving to the women's team. We're supportive of various causes that are going on through the club as well. And again, the work of the foundation reflects that. Reflects those principles as well.
What's next for Everyone Anyone and the foundation?
I think the first thing is when it's safe to do so, throughout this challenging time, that we're able to restart our community programmes at the foundation, and the diversity and inclusion programmes will be an important part of that. We want to work with the club to develop the strategy internally around Everyone Anyone, and how we can take that forward and build upon the momentum that has already been created. And finally, we want to build and maintain the relationships that we've created with so many individuals, organisations and communities in the last year.
I think it's building on the foundations of the campaign itself. We've had a great partnership with SEMVO over the last 18 months, so we'll be looking at other ways in which we can either extend that or look at variations of that going forward. I think it's building on the work in the different pillars of the campaign. There's, as we've said, there's ethnicity, there's race, there's sexuality, and faith. So all of these areas will be picked up and taken forward over the next 12 months.